We saw that we were quoted by ChatGPT, but what it was telling people about us was completely wrong.
We can see now that 10% of the customers are coming from AI.
When a buyer asks an AI which brand to trust, does it recommend yours? Welcome to the GEO Shortlist, where we work out what gets you on that list and what leaves you off. And today we have Camilla and Erik with us. Welcome, Camilla. Thank you so much for attending. And welcome, Erik. Thank you so much for attending.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
First of all, who are you? What do you work with?
Should I start, Erik?
Yeah, do that. You can go first.
Yeah. So my name is Camilla Reinertsen. I work as a CMO in Checkin. I've been here for a bit over 4 years now. The time flies. And before that, I've been working in tech with B2B marketing for now it's 10 years. Yeah, so I've been working in IBM and different other tech companies. So I really like that space.
Yeah, my name is Erik Hedding-Reijrink, originally from the Netherlands. Moved to Norway because of my wife. Moved to Norway in 2011. Been working with sales and marketing ever since, and now working at Checkin as a digital growth marketer, which basically means I have to explain why we burnt through our Google Ads budget on a Wednesday already. And then on a day-to-day basis, I work with everything from meta ads to SEO. And I also have a very close relationship, almost therapeutic relationship with HubSpot, which is what we use as our CMS. So, yeah.
And I can also add that me and Erik is like work husband and wife. We have been working together for 4 years now.
Yep.
So, yeah. And I can add also that I have like the main responsibility for the creative side of the marketing, the branding and storytelling, events and so on. So, well, Erik is most like the technical person in the team, and the team is only me and Erik. So a small marketing team.
It sounds like the perfect marketing team, though. Both.
I would say so, yeah.
So that's like the or advantage that we are a small but agile team.
I think
it's really important in today's marketing space.
Definitely. And what is Checkin? What do you work with? What kind of company is it?
So Checkin is an event tech company. We deliver an event registration solution for different types of events, conferences, courses, festivals, and it was founded in 2008 by Christian Løyning. He started Checkin by himself from his garage loft, really traditional story. And his vision was to help event organizers manage the event finances. He was volunteering in like a church camp. That's where he was volunteering in, and he saw that at that time when it was families who was going to enroll for the camp, like a summer camp, they sent the payments through envelopes. It was a chaos for the administration. So he made Checkin for that camp or organization. And a few years later, employee number 2 came in, and they saw that it was a big potential to commercialize on this, and that other organizers also had a problem with the event finances. So that's like the start of Checkin, and we can see today that the same unique selling points are still live. So we help organizers with the finances and making good accounting reports. So that's what Checkin is. Today we have over 4,000 organizers using Checkin for their events, for enrollment and accounting. And this year we opened an office in Copenhagen, where we have now 3 employees and about 20 customers, and it's just growing in Denmark. And more employees are on their way in Denmark. So that's really exciting.
Such a good story, though, how it all started.
Yeah, it's a unique story. Yeah.
Very. I like that. And about more or less 6 months ago, something changed that we certainly noticed, because you've been doing quite a bit of work lately concerning AI visibility in search engines like ChatGPT and Perplexity, Claude, Gemini. Why?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, the AI visibility is only a small part of the work that we've been doing, but I think it started even longer than 6 months ago, because last year our management team, they had a very elaborate process to redo the strategy for the whole company, with every department doing their sub departments as well, to really align the strategy for the whole company. And one of the main target goals, or the main topics, was, okay, we need to see how we're going to use AI to our benefit, really, when it comes to sales, marketing, through every part of the organization. And that's kind of where the seed was planted. And then as a result of that, during this year, we saw that we had to work with AI visibility as one of those things as well. So it's part of a much bigger strategy. But lately, also with a LinkedIn series that I had about AI visibility, it's really come to the forefront, where people can see what we've been doing, and we've been really communicating what we've been doing. Yeah.
You definitely had, because at least your LinkedIn posts, Erik, they're quite worth the read for those who are interested.
Nice. That's good to hear.
Yeah, it is, definitely. I was certainly intrigued. But how has like the invasion of AI, how has AI changed your approach to marketing?
How it's like, from my view, I think it's that we can do more with less, and that really benefits a small marketing team. And also to think about, like, I think the future goes like more that you market to machines, to be visible for machines, and you market to humans. So that's when brand building trust, have the whole company being engaged with brand building, making platforms where we can meet customers are even more important, because that's where you stand out from the other competitors. So that's like my view on how, my view to the marketing space have been changing. And yeah.
And to give you a bit of an idea of our journey, I mean, like, I think almost every marketer out there, we started using it for content creation, for coming up with ideas on what do we want to write about, what titles do we want to use. And then we took that bit and went from, for example, when recording a video for a customer reference, we would start using AI to make a transcript, automated transcript, so we don't have to write everything out ourselves. Use that transcript to make a summary of the whole video, and then based on that, make cuts for the video. And we started really using AI in our working processes to make the time we use on content creation shorter. And since then, we've also been building workflows. So, for example, we also have a podcast called Event Talk. And when we put certain files in a folder in SharePoint, then AI will automatically pick them up. It will create a new page in HubSpot, put in the content on those pages in the right spots, add the visuals, upload the episode sound file. And these are all things we used to do manually. Whereas now, as soon as we drop these items or these bits of content and documents in the SharePoint file, everything else is just automated, and all I have to do is, at the end of the process, go in, check if everything's all right, publish the page, and we're done. So it saves us so much time, and especially, as Camilla said, because we're such a small team, and we need to almost be a specialist in all these different departments. Using AI and getting more involved in AI has made those processes and that work so much easier, so that we have been able to do much more with just the two of us than we were able to do a year ago.
Yeah, and it's all about identify those processes that can be automated, because just to post a blog post, it's an easy task if you have the task, just go into HubSpot CMS, but it takes time to create this content slug, insert the text, find the picture. So if AI can just do that for us, that will save us a bunch of time, and we can use that time for the creative stuff. So I think that's something, if you can manage that really well, I think those marketing teams that do that have a competitive advantage going forward.
Yeah, for sure. And what I can add to that as well, kind of to get back to your question, actually, because we started talking about the AI visibility, of course. We also were looking at, okay, how well do we rank in Google for organic search? But we also saw that obviously more and more people are using AI chatbots instead of Google. So we were like, okay, let's start a project to find out how visible we are. Where are we visible, on what queries or what prompts that people use? And we soon found out that if we have to do that manually, it's very time consuming. It takes a lot of work because as you might have noticed yourself, as soon as you ask one question to an AI agent, you will get one answer. If you ask the same question again, you can get a completely different answer. So the answer is not the same every time. So therefore, you almost need an algorithm or something to help you, so that you can push out volume and ask that question multiple times, so that you can see, okay, out of 100 times, how many times did we get mentioned? And then you kind of get a bit of a indication of how many times you get quoted. And that's what when we found out, okay, we're going to need a tool for this. And then it was Camilla actually that found the system we're now using, which is M51 marketing. And she had a demo with it, and then we were like, okay, this looks a very good tool for us. So we started using it, and that was the tool that actually gave us the checklist for us that we could use to see, okay, what do we have to do at a minimum to increase our AI visibility? And that's what kind of gave me the checklist that I went through over a 90-day period to increase our AI visibility. Yeah.
And we're certainly going to look a bit more into that checklist in a few moments. But what do you actually see now as the biggest difference to how you were planning and implementing marketing activities 6 months ago or 8 months ago compared to today?
Yeah. Then I can start with what Erik talked about earlier. Last fall, we did a really throughout marketing or strategy plan for the whole company. And in that strategy said that AI should be in everything we do and really incorporated in the company. But then that's a year ago almost, and a lot of stuff have changed since then. So when we made our marketing strategy or marketing plan after the overall strategy, we didn't have AI visibility as a KPI, for example. We need to change that now, because I think that's even more that's really important going forward in order to measure how visible you are. And also we can see that we now have shifted more, we have still focus on Google Ads, Meta Ads, but more a shift towards AI visibility and this system, this AI visibility platform. We didn't think about that a year ago. So I think that's like the main things that we are looking into, and also credits that costs. It's not free to use AI. That's something we have to look at more in depth for next year. So that's more, and also having even more focus on the human voice and storytelling in our marketing.
Yeah, it's what Camilla says. We have to stand out on the human side and really hit a tone or hit a nerve with the people that we're reaching out to, and at the same time, we're also talking to these AIs and these technical machines, and they have their own language and their own way of reading the information. So you basically you have double the audience now in a way. Yeah.
But what's really good is that if you do the storytelling and the human side really good, you will still get credits for it for the AI visibility. So I think that's like the most, what's changed in how, in the marketing plan.
And also obviously you'll have to like take us through not 90 days of work, Erik, but like short description of like your recipe or what on earth did you do and why and how.
Yeah, well, it all starts with doing a simple check. I think anyone that wants to start with AI visibility should check whether their website allows AI crawlers to access their website. That's a simple check that takes about 2 minutes, and you can see exactly what AI crawlers you're allowing to your website. Because if you don't allow them, then obviously they're not going to be able to see what you write and what you're sharing. That's the first step. Then the second I would say is that it's very important to get schema markup in place, which is basically information about the page that you have online that humans can read, but AI are dependent on it. And it's like a story that says to AI, okay, this is a video page, this is a article, this is a blog, or it's a product page or a service page, so that the AI knows, okay, what kind of a page is it, who wrote it, when was it published, so how fresh is it, how relevant is it. It will tell AI if you add the FAQ schema as well, like, okay, what are the most frequently asked questions and their answers. And by doing that, you give AI a really good overview on how your website is built up and what information it can find there. In addition to that, or let me take one step back with the schema markup. We have our website in 4 languages, so I had to put the markup on every page in 4 different languages. And it's quite a bit of work, but it really pays off because it makes it so much easier for AI to understand what information you're offering. And the nice thing is, like what Camilla said, you can yourself determine how you write things in the schema markup, how you want to communicate to the AI. So you can really put in your own tone of voice there, and ask the questions how you think people will ask them. A third thing that I would recommend people to do is create what they call a large language model system .txt file, which is basically one file in English that tells AI what the company does, when it was founded, what the main customers are, the main products, pricing. So pretty much every detail about your company you can put in that document. And one of the things we also put in is a very clear description of what we're not, because when we first started looking at this, we saw that we were quoted by ChatGPT, but what it was telling people about us was completely wrong. So we were like, okay, we also have to write there in that file what we are not, so that it's very clear to AI, okay, this is what Checkin is, this is what it's not, this is what they're selling, and this is what the pricing is. And that will really help AI to understand what information it should share about your company. So those 3 things, I think, is what people definitely should start with. Yeah.
And to add to that, what Erik has really done good and succeed with is to involve the whole company, involve sales and customer success, because they have really good insights in what our customers are saying about us. Our customer success reps are helping us to give information to our customers to make sure to add Checkin that they're using Checkin at their webpage, because that's really good for the visibility and the crawlers. So that's like, it's not only a marketing task; it's a whole company task.
Yeah, you're referring to the backlinks.
Backlinks.
Because if you offer a solution like ours, it's very good to have that in your privacy policy, so to let people know, oh, we're using Checkin, and if you can get your customers to do that and write about the fact that they use your service, then you can get a backlink from that, and it's still very valuable to have those backlinks. And the more quality backlinks you have, the better it will be for both authority score, but also AI visibility.
And also those backlinks would be counting more like a third-party verification, like
Yes.
in AI language, kind of like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely very important. And how do you how do you measure the results of all of this? Like, do you see what's the result? How do you measure it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I see more and more solutions popping up that say that they measure AI visibility. The tool we use is M51. That comes with a dedicated AI visibility dashboard. And the nice thing about M51, I think, is the fact that it comes with a built-in solution creator. So it will first of all go out and test how your visibility is for Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, and so on. It will check how many times you get mentioned, how many times your competitors get mentioned. And it will also give you ideas of, okay, we suggest you do this next because we see that there's a bit of markup missing. So make sure to add this markup. So it comes with ideas on what you can do to improve your visibility. And then if you read through that task, you can also ask them to generate the solution. So then the solution itself will give you the checklist on what it wants you to do, and it will tell you how much time it will roughly take you. And you can actually chat with it as well. So if there's there have been many things where I was like, okay, I don't know how to do this myself. Then I just started chatting with the AI bot, like, okay, how do I do this? Or I would go into Claude and use one of our Claude skills and say, okay, I want to solve this problem. How do I do that? Give me a step-by-step list on how to do this. And then as I went along, I figured it all out myself, or at least most of it. So it was both very fun and valuable experience, because I learned a lot of things about JSON script or HubSpot script and all these different things that I didn't know before. But as long as you have a bit of a bright mind and you have your coffee in the morning, then anyone can figure it out. So yeah.
And what kind of results do you see?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the first time we ran the analysis through M51, we were on a score of 23. And then over the 90 days that I started working with all the different things that we've discussed just now, we went from 23 to 71, which is more than 3 times as much. And now we're at a good place where we see that the visibility has really increased, and we also see that in HubSpot with the AI referrals that we're getting. Those numbers are just going up and up, and as well from month to month. So that's basically how we checked it. But now the next step we're going to have to do is probably a little bit more challenging, because obviously you start with the low-hanging fruits and then you have to build your way up, and you do the easy low-hanging fruit first, and then you start going into the more complex things, or the more time-consuming things. So one of the things that we're going to be working on now, or are working on now, is, for example, our own Wikipedia page for Checkin. which is a very valuable backlink, and it's also one of the sources that ChatGPT uses. And the same goes for getting more reviews on Capterra or G2, because that's also one of the foundations what ChatGPT uses to cite people and companies.
Yeah, and to add to that, it's AI visibility is good, but like when it comes to the end, it's like the customers, like where do they come from? So as Erik said, we see more and more customers coming in from AI, and when we ask them when customers are creating an account, we can see now that 10% of the customers are coming from AI. So that's really good and really exciting to see how that number will change in the future.
And it will be exciting to see whether or not, because all of us hope for we don't want just the customer coming from different sources. We want more customers to come in. So that will be quite exciting to see in the future, kind of like, will your main customer base have increased, or have the customer just shifted their way of?
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. But how do you see your future then as marketers? How do you see that change? Like, what would be your workflow in these kind of like new marketing days?
That's a really good question. I believe like we will do less operational stuff. So as I said earlier, we identify more processes that AI can do for us, and we have more focus on brand building, getting the whole company to be active on LinkedIn, for example. That's a really important channel for us. More storytelling, more face-to-face events, because people want to meet in person. That's where we build trust, to build good relationships with our customers. And I think that's where we can stand out from our competitors. So that's, yeah. I think that's like the shift. Yeah.
Yeah, I would also say roughly the same. Less Excel, more prompting.
Yeah.
But probably still about the same amount of time convincing our managers that what we're doing works. That's going to be the same. Yeah.
It's going to be the same. Yeah. But also, like, you use your expertise to make agents to work for you. Be even better, like making better prompts. Develop the agent with like adding new skills to the agents you have in Claude, for example. So it's a really shift in the marketing space. It's really exciting.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What you're talking about there is also like, before we were more, perhaps one way to say it is like we were more in control of what we were actually, or what we planned to do. We planned it and we did it, and that was it.
Yeah.
But I feel like this shift has made us more, like you say, like we need to control what the AI agents are actually putting out or getting us for information, so our role has shifted towards like more control and more perhaps control of the brand name and like brand perception than before.
Yeah. And me and Erik had a talk about this podcast or the questions we got before. So, and what we then talked about is like we're going back to Mad Men days. If you would think about like the brand building and the importance of being creative. So that's even more important. It's not only about the attribution and sales, but it's building trust to really stand out. I think that's even more important now going forward.
Definitely. I totally agree. I have another like long question though, but it's quite interesting.
A quick break. This show is made by Periscopify. We help B2B companies find out what AI says about them and how to make sure AI recommends you. Do you want to know more? Check us out. Now, back to the show.
the main perception of the work related to AI visibility is that it's complicated and it's quite technical. Like, is it for you, Erik? You managed to do it. Might be that you're quite at a high tech level though, but still. And is it realistic for a small to medium business to be able to actually implement all the changes needed, or is it like, no, you need like this huge marketing department and a bunch of tech guys to be able to do anything? Is it like possible for a normal company to accomplish any of this?
Yes.
I would just say, well, I just have to say one thing before Erik is going to. I think the smaller the team is, the bigger advantage you have, because an agile team can do it. It would be like if you had a team with 20 marketers, it would take longer time to do it. So that's where Erik has done a fabulous job, and just like kicking it in and starting to do it. Yeah. Now you can continue.
Yeah, well, I already gave the short answer. The short answer is yes, it is possible, and that's the cool thing about using AI. I think is that smaller companies can compete with the bigger companies with the bigger budgets, and especially now where we're still in a time where AI does not have any ads component to it. So budget is not a part of the equation yet. It's just about your knowledge about how to use it efficiently, but also knowing where to reach your customers in the most efficient way. Because if you know the channel you should use to reach the customers that you want that are within your ICP, then you can double down on it and really increase the production of ads or content or whatever you need to reach the people within that channel. Because AI gives you the tools to really up your production, and as long as you know where to reach them, then for sure you can compete with larger companies, because they will most likely have the same amount of people focusing on that one channel that you're good at and where you get the effect, and all the other people, they're working on the channels that you're not interested and don't see the value for anyways. So you don't have to worry about that, and so you're only competing with a small part of that team in that big company. And I also think, looking at our team, maybe it sounds a little bit intimidating and technical when it comes down to working with AI visibility and other things. But if a 2-person team like me and Camilla can do it with a shared Canva account and Claude skills, then anyone can do it if they, like I said, if they have a clear checklist of what they want to do and have the focus, then sky's the limit, really.
And what's kind of exciting, you just mentioned it, both of you actually, the shift now between the technical part of the AI, like what does the actual machines read, and what do we have to tell the machines to read, and what do we have to tell the machines to tell the customers about us. But the other side of it is obviously the branding and tone of voice and all of that. And that, like you said, might be that we're going back to Mad Men era, that would be lovely for my part, but I really do hope we see that shift. But I suppose that you've been noticing a lot more about it as long as you've been working with this, like for 6 months now, and seen the importance of the actual shift in marketing as well, because it's kind of like it's a better or more obvious division of perhaps marketing activities.
Yeah, and also it kind of goes hand in hand as well, because if you really have a human voice, that would be good for the AI visibility. But it is like, in order to stand out from the competitor, you need to have a human voice, and people buy from people in B2B also. So it's the same as the B2C. So I think just to be even have a even stronger human touch on the storytelling and the activities, that's will be just more and more important. And you can when you automate the different tasks and the AI, like you can make agents to fix, like to help you with the AI visibility, for example, then you can spend more time on the creative stuff that AI cannot help you with. So I think that's that's kind of the shift. Or that's where also the content strategy fits in. It's just, and we are not perfect in this area, but that's something we are really like focusing on from the fall and going forward in our marketing plan, and where we will kind of shift the budget towards the brand building and storytelling. So it's really, really important. And as I said earlier, it's like we are dividing it, marketing to machines and marketing to humans. And when we do both of those, great, that will be like a competitive advantage.
Definitely, because at the end of the day, at least with your product, as with the most products that we actually have, at least within B2B, we're human buying from humans. So even though I'm finding you through AI, I need to like talk to humans, and I need to be sure that what you actually offer me is the correct one. And that's when all the branding comes in, and everything that you do, except from in the schema markups and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing that I think is really cool as well is that, I mean, storytelling is one thing, and AI is going to get better at storytelling as well. But one thing it most likely will not be able to develop in a long time is personality. And, you know, we each have our own personality. And if my personality can shine through in the content that I create, and a great way in doing that is, for example, just a handheld video, which is very rough and very like, okay, I'm just going to create a video, but people can see that it's real, it's authentic, and they can feel and see my personality. And especially, you know, with us working with a lot of events as well, and creating our own events so that our customers and potential customers, they meet us at these events so they know who we are. So then when they see a post from us, they can see and they can feel our personality shining through, and they will know, like, this is not an AI, this is Erik with his broken Norwegian trying to sound very Norwegian, and we can pick up on the writing mistakes that he made. But, you know, and that's not the point, but the point is people will know that it's me, and they will get trust through that, and that's something, that's the edge that we still have, and that's the edge that can help you set you apart from competitors. And because then it's not just the story you're telling, but also the personality that you're showing.
Yeah, and that's why in B2B it's very important to involve the whole company to be active and have their own voices. Towards our customers and potential customers, and do like the UGC content. It's not like the perfect, but it's real. It stands out. So, yeah.
Well,
And
so
that's the nice thing about unpolished content as well, that it takes less time to create. So you don't have to use that much time in After Effects. It's if it's good enough, it's good enough. You just push it out there. Yeah.
Definitely. Like we've been trying to say for ages, though, but that's still what we're saying. Just put it out there.
Exactly.
But,
I mean,
yeah.
I understand that can be a hurdle for some people, because they're like, well, you know, it's a bit important how I look in this video, but once you get over that and you just do it, then yeah, you will get the rewards for it.
And what would you say are the 3 most important steps that a business could start doing now regarding to AI visibility?
Like I said earlier, first of all, check if AI crawlers can access the information on the website. Make sure that the most important pages have the schema markup, and not just one, preferably multiple, so that you cover what type of page it is, FAQ, author attribution, which helps with, showing that it was a person writing the page and not an AI. And I think it's a big benefit as well to have the llms.txt file on your page, where you're telling people and the AI what you are, but also what you're not. So those would be my 3 tips. Start there, and then from there, use whatever AI you're using to do an audit of or to create a checklist of what else you can do. That's been one of the questions that I've been asking the most with these AI bots while I've been working with it. Okay, what else can I do? What else should I do to make this even better? And then it will give you more and more to-do lists. So yeah.
What's the most surprising element that you've come across so far?
The most surprising element. That's a good question. Well, for me, it was actually the fact that I got a task from M51 that said, "Okay, Erik, you need to fix your mobile LCP, which is basically the speed of your website when using it on your phone with the worst possible G3 network you can imagine." Because that was one of the things that was very much below par with our website. So that was one of the things that I worked on a lot to make sure that the website loaded faster. And that's something that is specific for each company. They'll have different ways of doing that. So I don't think we have to go into detail to that. But it was cool to see that the warning it gave us, like, okay, with the worst possible network now, your mobile website speed is 18.2 seconds to load the page, which is, I'm not going to sit around and wait for that. So I don't expect anyone else to do that. But now we've got it down to 1.2 seconds, which is a huge improvement. And if you think about it in the grander scheme of things, obviously the faster your website is, the more likely it is to get cited, the more times it will be crawled, but also just for the end user, the usage of your page will be much better. So that for me was a bit of an eye opener, that page speed also impacts AI visibility.
And
long story short.
totally short.
Yeah.
What we have done differently, though, if you could start it all over, would you have done the same steps in the same order, or would you have done something differently?
Camilla, you can go first.
When it comes to AI visibility or AI in general. Okay, I can start first with AI in general and how we use that in our marketing team. So in the beginning, we did use it a lot for content creation, but we can see now that it's a human voice that counts. So that's something we should not do like in the beginning, like over a year ago when it first came out. And I think also when it comes to recommendations, customer recommendations, that we should have done a lot of more work on that to get cited on different pages. And when we make content about our customers, have them to share it, to make their own story, to talk more about Checkin, because that would have given us a lot of free visibility in the beginning, and be more, for example, Erik mentioned G2, have that account more up and running, that would have given us more credits. So I think that's like what we should have been done differently a year ago. Yeah. And Erik, what would you have?
Yeah, for me, it would be the getting control over the technical foundation. Like everything we did in the past 90 days to really get the structure in place so that AIs can get the information they need. And the starting point for us really was getting a system like M51. So I would definitely recommend people to look for a system that they feel works for them, that really gives them that overview and gives them a rating on their AI visibility so that it's really easy to understand if and whether they're making progress or not, because that was for me really nice to see how that score was just going up and up with everything I did. So it was really like I could really see the results from my work that I was putting in. because if you don't do that, it's almost like decorating a Christmas tree before putting it on the stand. Do you know what I mean? It's so you have to do it in the right order. So I would definitely start with that. Yeah.
Do any of you have any like big concerns around this new era of AI visibility of a brand's reputation, or is there anything that you're like, oh, we need to change this or do this, or this might be exciting?
I think one concern that I have is that we're not ahead of everything, that things are changing so fast. So we have to be, following the trends and the changes that AI do. So I think that's also a capability we need to have, like marketers need to have going forward to stay on top of trends. How does the AI change? What's new? But when it comes to brand, no, it's very exciting. A time to work in marketing. It has shifted to more like the technical things. Like we can do stuff that before we needed our developer to do. Like we can vibe code and make apps and automate processes. So that's really exciting.
For me, the biggest concern is maybe having too much faith and trust in AI agents that you're using. One of the things that I noticed in the process while I was creating these markups and other things was that I started being unsure because I didn't know about these things before. Like I was learning it while I was doing it. So I was really doubting, like, okay, is this really the best solution, or should I do something else? So one thing that I did a lot was basically use Claude and Gemini against each other. And then I would say, okay, Gemini, listen, I want to solve this task. This is the solution that I got. What do you think? Is this the right solution or not? And then it would say, no, this is wrong. Why are you doing this way? You should do it in this and that way. And then I would go back from Gemini to Claude and I would say, well, listen, Claude, your cousin Gemini here said that you got it all wrong. And this is why. What's your response to this? And then Claude would either say, well, Gemini is wrong, or it would say, oh, do you know what? Gemini is actually right. This is a better solution. Then I had at least verified it, and then I would go forward with it. But whenever you have that doubt, or if you're unsure, or you want to double check it, just use another AI agent and cross-reference, because the more sources that confirm that it's the right solution, then it probably is. But that has really helped me, at least, to double check and find the right solution for some of the problems that we were facing.
And that comes to the measuring the AI visibility as well, that we need to be critical for the platform that we're using. For example, if we started to like compare to another system, maybe we had a really bad score. So first you need to find like a starting point and measure out from that, and then afterwards compare it to other measurement models. I think is important.
Definitely. Yeah. But what are you most excited about, though, Erik?
Most excited? Yeah, that's a good question. For me, it's very interesting to see where it's going to stop. Like where do we hit a wall that kind of limits what we can do? And I don't think we'll reach that wall anytime soon, because it's developing so quickly. But that's going to be the most interesting thing. But also, just to find out what's the next process or the next workflow that we can automate with AI, so that we can free up time to do all of the other things that we want to do. Because when people ask me like, oh, how's work, then I always say, well, we're pretty busy. But then I also say, well, it's pretty much we put that upon ourselves because we have so many things we want to do. And the nice thing is, with AI, we get to do more of all the things that we feel we should be doing, and that's fun and exciting, and also fulfilling, because you really get the sense that you're completing tasks, and you when you look back, you can really say, oh, look at all the things that we've done. And with the small team that we are, that's quite fun to do every once in a while, to look back and say, wow, did the two of us do all of that?
You sound like a dream team, though, I have to say that. Everyone should have an Erik and a Camilla on their side,
Yeah.
definitely. Do you have any last thoughts that you want to share?
Erik, do you have any last?
Yeah, I can start while you think about it, Camilla. I would just say to anyone that feels that they're hanging behind, if they haven't done any of the things that we talked about today, just relax. There's a lot of people that haven't solved this AI visibility conundrum yet, and we went from 23 out of 100 points to 71, so we also still have a way to go. So don't worry, you haven't missed the party yet. And there will still be cake left for everyone else to, once they join the party. So don't get too stressed, but yeah, just start with making a checklist and start ticking them off one by one, and then you'll get there. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a lot to do left, so we are not like the perfect company or example on AI visibility. But I think we have, with a small team, we have come far in few days or few weeks. So it's just like Erik says, just start, find start with the low-hanging fruits, and if you need help with the technical stuff, find a partner that can help you. Yeah.
And if anyone wants it, we talked about the LinkedIn series. I used AI, of course, because I wasn't going to do that by hand or manually, but I compiled that into what I call the AI visibility playbook. Where I basically put all the LinkedIn posts and even a little bit more in depth into one document. So if anyone wants to get that one just to see through it and see what they can do themselves without any help of R&D or consultants, then I'm more than happy to send it to them. So yeah.
Look you up on LinkedIn, though.
Yeah. Exactly. Find me on LinkedIn, send me a DM, and I'll make sure you get the playbook. And then the only thing I want in return is a message back, whether it was either useful or if there's anything I should change to make it even more valuable for other people.
Very smart. Perfect. Thank you so much for visiting us. I really, really enjoyed this conversation. I learned a lot, and I'm very excited that even though I'm not the technical part of the company, but I've actually, you've talked me into, it's not that scary. You can do this. Just start in one end and you'll be fine. And not to mention the division between branding and communicating and like the normal stuff that we've been learning, that we can go back to that and we can do both. So it's been, it's been very interesting to get to know you both and listen to your journey.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
My pleasure. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
One more thing before you go. This show is made by Periscopify. In Periscopify, we measure and track what AI says about your brand across the top models. We show you when you're losing to competitors, and we give you monthly steps to become the top recommendation in the LLMs. You can do it yourself, or you can work with one of our experts who knows your business. Most companies actually do a bit of both. Let us be your AI advisor. Check us out. Now, see you next time.